everyone, it's Hamster Bacon 57 here, and today I'm going to give you some tips on how to convince your parents to get you a hamster. So the first tip I have for you is to bring it up. So let's say you've already asked your parents for a hamster, but they said no. So just try to include the word hamster in your conversations as much as possible, but don't do it too much that it drives them nuts, drives your parents nuts, which leads me to my next tip is do not annoy your parents, because the more you annoy your parents about getting a hamster, the less you're going to get a hamster. So just be careful about that. My next tip is make a hamster binder. Try to include a lot of info in it, a bunch of information you find online. Write it in a binder and try to put a lot of effort into it, because if your parents pick it up one day, they will realize that you put a lot of effort into it and that you really deserve one. My next tip for you is know the info. One day your parents are going to ask you questions about hamsters, and if you don't know the answers to those questions, then you're not going to get a hamster. But try to know them. Try to do a lot of research on different species and all that, because if you answer your parents' questions, then the better chances you'll be getting one. My next tip is make a deal. If you make a deal with your parents, let's say you'll get an A in a math class or something at the end of the semester, and if they say yes, that's great. Just make sure that you maintain this grade for the rest of the year at least, because if you want something later, if you want a dog and you say the same exact thing, oh, I'll get an A in math class by the end of the semester, then they'll say you've done that before, so we're not going to do that with you. So try to do that, but get their trust. My next tip for you is to pay for it. If you're younger, it's going to be harder, but if you do chores, that's better, and your parents can pay you for it, and then you'll be able to pay for a hamster. But don't think that paying for a hamster is cheap. It's not cheap at all, unless you buy a bunch of bad things, like a small cage and bad bedding, bad food. You want to make sure you get the good quality stuff so your hamster can live a long and happy life. My next tip is to watch a lot of hamster videos. If you watch a lot of hamster videos, your parents might wonder what you're doing, and you'll say over and over, I'm watching hamster videos. That's one thing I did, and my dad realized that I really wanted one because I was watching them all the time. My next tip for you is to show your parents. Go to the pet store with your parents and once in a while, and go show them hamsters, and then they'll see the really cute hamsters and stuff. But know what you're talking about. Say, oh, those dwarf hamsters, those are prone to diabetes, or those are not teddy bear hamsters, those are Syrians, and they're supposed to be solitary, or hazel hamster is the best food on the market. Make sure you know what you're talking about. My next tip for you is to make a PowerPoint or a movie. If you do this, you can show your parents, and they may be surprised of what they see. If you put a lot of effects in it, and you put a lot of, all that kind of good stuff, then they'll see how much you really, really want a hamster, and you'll probably get one. So my last tip for you is, this one worked for me. If your parents look at your text messages, this will work for you. If you make a deal with your friends, text your friends. I told my friends, I was like, if I text you about owning a hamster, would you guys mind? And they didn't mind at all. And so my mom would look at my text messages every single month to see who I was texting and what I was saying in my text messages. And she realized that I really wanted one, and I was committed to get one. So maybe make a deal with your friends. I don't know if that would work for you or not, but it really worked for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and request. Bye!